Right, now Michelson interferometric related determination of separation, that is delta lambda between two close wavelengths two close wavelengths we were discussing. So we have considered yesterday we have considered two wavelengths, lambda 1 and lambda 2, for wavelengths of two sources which are very close to one another, and these two wavelengths simultaneously made to fall on the system. We got two circular interference patterns, so one overlapping on the other, right? So if that was the case, so mirror M1 we used to move slowly. The two patterns begin to separate out slowly due to the movement of mirror M1. When the path difference between those two rays is such that the dark fringe due to lambda 1 overlap on the bright fringe due to lambda 2. If that was the case, the dark fringe due to lambda 1 overlaps on the bright fringe due to lambda 2 due to the movement of mirror M1, then the result is known as maximum indistinctness or minimum distinctness, not the same. Similarly, the movement of mirror M1 is continued such that the bright fringe due to lambda 1 coincides with the bright fringe due to lambda 2, or in other words, the dark fringe due to lambda 1 coincides with the dark fringe due to lambda 2. That is the case when the result is said to have the maximum distinctness. The first case, bright falls on dark, dark falls on bright. Bright of lambda 1 falls on dark of lambda 2, and vice versa, and it was called minimum distinctness. In the second case, bright of one falls on the bright of the other, or dark of one falls on the dark of the other, and therefore the distinctness is said to be maximum. It can be clearly seen, right? The fringe patterns can be clearly seen. Now, mirror M1 is moved through a distance x between the two positions x1 and x2. So modlo it was at x2, x1 for minimum distinctness, it was at x2 for maximum distinctness, and the separation is taken as equal to x. In the sense, the total distance moved by the mirror M1 is x, that is equal to x2 minus x1. Then in this position, nth fringe due to lambda 1 must coincide with n plus 1th fringe due to lambda 2. Nth fringe due to lambda 1, nth fringe due to lambda 1 in this position, nth fringe due to lambda 1 should coincide with n plus 1th fringe due to lambda 2. And therefore, we have x is equal to n lambda 1 by 2, or that is equal to n minus 1, sorry, n plus 1 lambda 2 by 2, minus sigma, right? Or n will be equal to, therefore, 2x by lambda 1, n will be equal to 2x by lambda 1, cross multiplying, or n plus 1 will be equal to 2x by lambda 2, right? The expression in the equation 1 and 2 where n is equal to 2x by lambda 1 and n plus 1 is equal to 2x by lambda 2, minus sigma, right? It appears to be minus. Now, equation 2 minus 1 implies on the LHS, n plus 1 minus n will be equal to 1. On the RHS, equation 2 minus 1 is 2x is common in both the numerators, therefore 2x into 1 by lambda 2 minus 1 by lambda 1. The reverse, it should be 1 by lambda 2 minus 1 by lambda 1, right? Then we get 1 is equal to 2x into LCM ಇದು lambda 2, ಇದು lambda 1 ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ it is lambda 1 minus lambda 2 divided by lambda 1 lambda 2. ಈ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪಿದೆ. This is lambda 2, this is lambda 1. Now, therefore, lambda 1 minus lambda 2 will be equal to lambda 1 lambda 2 divided by 2x. Cross multiply ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. Now, lambda 1 minus lambda 2 is taken as equal to delta lambda, that is the path difference, that is equal to lambda square by 2x. In the sense, if lambda 1 and lambda 2 are nearly equal ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ right lambda square ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, where lambda square is equal to root lambda square is lambda 1 into lambda 2. And this is how we find out lambda 1 and lambda 2, or delta lambda, the difference in wavelengths between the two light sources. Now, let us find the refractive index of a thin film. If a thin film, let the thin film is transparent, having thickness t, if such a thin film of refractive index mu is kept in the path of one of the two beams. Thin film which is transparent, having thickness t, refractive index mu, if such a thin film is kept in the path of one of the two interfering beams, then the expression for the path difference will be 2 into mu minus 1 into t, that will be equal to n lambda. The expression for the path difference is, if such a thin film is kept in the path of one of the beam, and that beam has to travel an extra distance, and that extra distance traveled by the beam will be equal to mu into t. Therefore, the path difference between the two beams will be 2 into mu minus 1 into t, that is equal to n lambda. So by this, n is the order of interference. N is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And mu is the refractive index. T is the thickness, and lambda is the wavelength of light used. Now, multi-beam interference. So let us study multi-beam interference. Interference due to multiple beams. Interference effect in thin films. The multiple reflections from thin film is an example of formation of interference pattern by division of amplitude. Multiple reflections in thin film is an example of interference due to division of amplitude. Division of amplitude. So at the beginning, I said division of amplitude and division of wavefront bandad. Now, butterflies, peacocks, and soap bubbles will exhibit this interference pattern due to this phenomenon, division of amplitude. In the sense, interference due to the reflected beams is due to multiple reflections. Now, let us consider a light beam striking the thin film. That this thin film will have a refractive index n2 that is greater than the refractive index of the surrounding medium n1. That n1 is the medium in which this thin film is kept, and that n2 is the refractive index of the thin film, which is greater than the refractive index of the surrounding medium. If the surrounding medium is air, then n1 will become equal to 1. Now, the optical path difference traveled is given by the optical path difference traveled by the two beams is given by, here this is the incident ray, incident on the thin film at an angle of incidence alpha. A part will be reflected from the upper surface of the film directly into the same media. A part will be refracted into the thin film at an angle of refraction beta. It gets reflected from the lower surface of the film in this direction along BC, and at C, it gets refracted into the initial medium. Now, these two rays are parallel to one another because they are originated from the same source, and this medium is same. And as this medium is same, they are moving parallel to one another. Now, there is an extra path. Now, the path difference from C, we have drawn a perpendicular to the first reflected ray. CD gives the normal. Now, the path difference, optical path difference is equal to, it is refractive index times n is taken as the refractive index of the second media. n2 ಬದಲು n ಅಂತ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ because n1 is equal to 1 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, if n1 is equal to 1, then n2 become equal to n. right? Therefore, n into AB plus BC, the total path traveled by the light in the film is AB plus BC multiplied by its refractive index minus the path of light traveled in the air medium, that is AD. This difference gives the optical path difference. Therefore, from figure, we have a triangle AXB. We have a triangle AXB. In AXB, cos beta is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Adjacent by hypotenuse. Adjacent is nothing but AX. AX is nothing but equal to D, thickness of the film. Thickness of the film. D na illela mele T anta heldangittala illa. ಈ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದಿದೆ, no problem, right? Therefore, cos beta is adjacent, that is D divided by AB. D divided by AB, or AB is equal to D by cos beta. AB equals D by cos beta. Similarly, we have the expression for tan beta. From the same triangle, let us take tan beta. Tan beta is opposite by adjacent, that is bx by ax, or bx is equal to ax into tan beta, but ax is d. Therefore, bx is equal to d tan beta, bx. If we draw a perpendicular from B to the upper surface of the film, then it will have AC will be equal to twice bx. Equilateral triangles, equilateral rectangle triangles ಬರುತ್ತೆ 1 2 3. Therefore, bx will be equal to ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಬಂತು y ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ರೆ, then ay will be equal to yc, that will be equal to bx. Therefore, AC will be equal to 2bx ಅಂತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Therefore, AC is equal to 2bx, that is equal to 2d tan beta ಅಂತ ಆಯ್ತು. 2d tan beta AC. Now, in this triangle ACD, in the triangle ACD, sin alpha is opposite by hypotenuse. Opposite is AD. Sin alpha is AD divided by AC. Therefore, AD is equal to AC into sin alpha. AD is equal to AC into sin alpha, but AC is 2d tan beta. AC is 2d tan beta. 2d tan beta. But we have the second law of refraction. We have the second law of refraction. It states that sin of the angle of incidence to the sin of the angle of refraction is a constant for a pair of media, and that constant is called refractive index. N is equal to sin alpha by sin beta, or sin alpha is n sin beta. Sin alpha that is replaced by n sin beta. ನೀವು ಕಳಿಸಿರೋ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು 2 sin beta ಅಂತಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಿದ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಅದು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, it should be n sin beta, not 2 sin beta, right? Therefore, substituting in this relation, AB plus BC ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ, d cos beta plus d cos beta. Therefore, it becomes 2d cos beta. 2d cos beta. AD ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. This becomes 2d cos beta into n. That is 2dn cos beta. ಇದೇನಾಯ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ? AD is again 2d ಅಥವಾ 2dn tan beta sin beta. ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಎರಡರಲ್ಲೂ 2dn ಕಾಮನ್ ತೆಗೆದಿದ್ದೇನೆ. 2dn ಎರಡರಲ್ಲೂ ಕಾಮನ್ ತೆಗೆದಿದೆ. 2dn ಕಾಮನ್ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ it will be 1 by cos beta minus tan beta into sin beta. Therefore, we get ಇಲ್ಲಿ sin beta tan beta ಅನ್ನ sin beta by cos beta ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇದೆ cos beta, ನ್ಯೂಮರೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. We get 1 minus sin square beta. 1 minus sin square beta is nothing but cos square beta. Cos square beta by cos beta will be cos beta. Therefore, the optical path difference is equal to 2dn cos beta. 2dn cos beta. This is the condition for maxima and minima, therefore gets reversed. For minima, the condition is 2dn cos beta is m lambda. The condition for maxima is 2dn cos theta equals m plus 1 lambda by 2, or 2m plus 1 lambda by 2, or m plus half into lambda, not the same. Reflection phase change. When reflected light experience 180-degree phase change, reflected light will experience 180-degree phase change when it reflects from a medium of higher index. So you'll observe if it gets reflected from a medium of higher refractive index, there will be phase change of 180 degree, due to which these conditions gets reversed. Due to which the conditions gets reversed. The phase change is important in interference, which occurs in thin films. Phase change is an important factor, one has to be noted, and it occurs in thin film. And the design of anti-reflection coatings, the interference filters, and thin film mirrors, etc., is based on the phase change of the thin films. Is based on the phase change of thin films. Remember. Now, so right. So we have again considered a thin film kept in air medium. We have two glass plates separated by an air medium. There is an air medium. There is an air gap between two glass plates. Right? Air of refractive index n, glass of certain refractive index. Dots represents glass medium, and in between represents air medium. Transmitted ray may have a path difference. This is the transmitted ray. This transmitted ray will have certain path difference, but there is no net change in phase difference. The phase remains the same. There is no net change in phase. But when it gets reflected, it will have the path difference, but there is a phase change of 180 degree. Denser medium reflect rarer medium reflect. There is a path difference between these two, and the path difference between these two will be 180 degree. But when it propagates, when it undergoes a refraction and transmits, then there will be no phase change. The phase change remains same. The phase difference is 0 or constant. Now, if light strikes a thin film of some material such that N2 is greater than N1. Light thin film a glass film kept in air medium. This is N anta tagondidvi, N2 is N anta tagondidvi, N1 and N1 is equal to 1 anta heli karkondidvi. Right, same expression. Ali alpha beta tagondidvi, theta 1 theta 2 anta karadidvi. That is the only difference. Alpha is the angle of incidence anta helidvi, theta 1 is beta is the angle of refraction anta karadidvi, theta 2 anta heli tagondidvi. That is the only difference. Now, there are two effects which occur. First effect, when light undergo a phase change, when it is reflected, light will undergo phase change of 180 degree when it undergo reflection at the surface of denser medium, right? Yes, and therefore, right, NA is greater than NB, it should be N1 less than N2, in the sense N2 is greater than N1. Refractive index of this medium is greater than the refractive index of this medium. Therefore, the phase change is 180 degree. The reverse happens. If N1 is greater than N2, then the phase change will be 0. Phase change will be 0 if NA is greater than NB, or N1 is greater than N2. Low to high, low to high. Low to high, if it moves from rarer medium to denser medium, if it moves from rarer medium to denser medium and gets reflected back, then there is phase change. If it moves from denser medium to rarer medium and undergo reflection, then the phase change will be 0. There is no phase change. Second condition, second factor, a ray which refracts into the medium and reflects off from the second surface, reflects from the second surface and refracts back into the original medium. This one, E-ray. E-ray become matarkontivi. A ray incident on the film gets refracted into the medium. At the second surface, it gets reflected back and will move back into the initial medium, into the rarer medium, for example. Right? If that is the case, then the extra distance traveled within the film is x is equal to d by cos theta 2 for forward journey. Similarly, d by cos theta 2 for the backward journey. Then the total distance traveled AB plus BC ಅಂತ ಕರೆದಿದ್ವಿ ಆಗಲೇ, that will be equal to 2d by cos theta. ಸೇಮ್ ಡೆರಿವೇಶನ್ ಆಗಲೇ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ವಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ 2d cos theta ಹೇಗೆ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. 2d cos theta 2 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೀಟಾ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದಿದ್ವಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಓನ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್. And one must find that n1 sin theta 1 is equal to n2 sin theta 2. Again, it says the Snell's law. n is equal to sin I by sin r ಅಂತ ಕರೆದ್ವಿ ಆಗಲೇ, sin alpha by sin beta ಅಂತ ಕರೆದ್ವಿ. n2 is 1, n1 is n2 is n, n1 is 1 ಅಂತ ಕರೆದ್ರೆ, if n1 is n1, n2 is n2 ಅಂತ ಆದ್ರೆ, then n1 sin theta 1 will be n2 sin theta 2. That is the case. Then we consider the case when light strikes the film, the face on, and reflected straight back into itself. Upper surface ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿದ್ದು light reflect ಆಗಿರೋಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. That is the case. The theta 1 will be nearly equal to theta 2 and each equal to 0. If that is the case, cos theta 2 become equal to 1. Therefore, 2x will be 2d by cos theta, and this becomes 1. Therefore, 2x will be 2d, or x is equal to d. Light does not strike and reflect at nearly 0, then different sort of interference may occur. And this different sort of interference, in which theta not equal to 0, can be observed when a peacock opens its feathers and the color and brightness of the tail changes due to theta not equal to 0. And due to multiple reflections. Due to multiple reflections and theta not equal to 0, the feathers of a dancing peacock will change its color and brightness. While light ray inside the film, for the light ray inside the film, the wavelength changes by lambda within the film is equal to lambda outside the film divided by n. Or n into lambda within the film will be equal to 1 into lambda in air, 1 into lambda in air. Therefore, the extra number of wavelengths traveled by the ray within the film is the extra wavelength traveled by the ray within the film, or the extra distance traveled by the ray within the film is, it is 2t by n. It is 2t by n. Or it is 2t by n is replaced by n by lambda, lambda by n, or we get 2nt by lambda, where t is the thickness of the film. One kade t ತಗೊಳ್ತೇವೆ, one kade n ತಗೊಳ್ತೇವೆ, one kade t ತಗೊಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕಾಮನ್ ನೊಟೇಷನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಒಂದೊಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಒಂದೊಂದ್ ತರ ಇದೆ, ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ದಿರೋದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ. If the ray does not undergo any phase change during reflection, then the conditions for interference depends on extra distance travel. During reflection, if there is no change in phase difference, then we have to go for this condition. It depends on the extra distance travel. Extra distance traveled is 2nt by lambda, and that will be equal to m for constructive interference, and that will be equal to m plus half for refractive interference. If there is no phase change during reflection, we consider the extra distance traveled by the ray. Usually, refractive index of the thin film will be greater than the refractive index of A. Here we'll have refractive index of 1. For glass, it will be around 1.5. If the film is surrounded by air, then the ray reflecting from its first surface over here will have a phase change of 180 degrees. If it gets reflected from the upper surface of the film, upper surface of the thin film of refractive index n, then there is a phase change of 180 degree or pi radian. In this case, the two waves will be out of phase. 180 degree bantu andre we say that there is out of phase anta heli kariteve. Now the ray penetrating the film makes an extra half integer number of wavelength in the journey, right? Idu ಈ path ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ವಾಪಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. Now the path difference between these two will be it will be 2nt by lambda, that is equal to m plus half for constructive interference, and 2nt by lambda equals m for destructive interference. If we consider this also 180 degree phase change ಇದೆ due to reflection ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ condition ಇದು. 180 degree reflection in the phase change ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ then this is the condition. This is the condition if phase change due to reflection is 0. Just extra path matra consider ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. In the second case, in addition to extra path, if there is a phase change due to reflection from the upper surface, then it will be 2nt by lambda, that is equal to m plus half for constructive. ನೋಡಿ reverse ಆಗಿದೆ. Beginning ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು ಆಗಲೇ, if there is a phase change of 180 degree due to reflection of the denser medium, then the phase changes by 180 degree ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಅಥವಾ the condition for constructive and destructive interferences gets reversed ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. Just observe ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, it has been reversed. Now Fabry-Perot interferometer. It is a device that makes use of multiple reflections from two closely spaced half silvered mirrors or glass, right? Mirrors. We will have two closely spaced half silvered mirrors. Between these closely spaced half silvered mirrors, there will be multiple reflections, and Fabry-Perot interferometer makes use of this principle. A part of light is transmitted such that light reaches the second surface, resulting in multiple reflections, and they interfere, resulting in the interference pattern. It is similar to the interference pattern obtained by making use of diffraction grating. Diffraction grating will have a number of lines which are very closely engraved. When light passes through them, we get number of lines or number of light rays which are parallel to one another. They interfere, resulting in the multiple interference pattern, or multiple rays gets interfered in case of diffraction grating. So let us have the description of Fabry-Perot interferometer. It consists of two glass plates or two quartz plates which are highly reflecting the plane surface. Which are highly reflecting plane surface separated by a small distance. E1 and E2 are two plane glass surfaces, or two plane glass plates, or two quartz plates which are parallel to one another, and they are separated by a very small distance d. Between them, light undergoes multiple reflections. After passing through E2, they are focused onto the screen at point P in order to get an interference pattern due to multiple reflections. They enclose, these two glass plates will enclose a plane parallel plate of air. There is an air medium between these two plates. There is a thin air medium between these two plates, which is almost of same thickness. And the thickness of air film between the glass plates will vary from few millimeter to several centimeters. It depends. The thickness of the film, thickness of air film between the two glass plates, E1 and E2, vary between few millimeter to several centimeters. When it is used as an interferometer, In case of an interferometer, the thickness of air between the plates vary between few millimeter to several centimeter. And if it is used as a laser resonant cavity, if the same device is used as the laser resonant cavity, then the thickness of the air film between the plates E1 and E2 will be much higher. Will be much higher than few centimeter. This device consists of attalon. This attalon is a device consisting of two reflecting plates for producing interference or producing the interfering light beams. Now, the apparatus of Fabry-Perot interferometer consists of two glass plates, as we know. The inner surfaces are optically plane. The inner surfaces are optically plane and exactly parallel to one another. The inner surfaces are flat or optically flat and are accurately parallel. Because of these two, the thickness of the air film between the glass plates is same. And they are silvered. Reflect the silvered surface just reflect about 70% of the incident light, whereas the outer surfaces of the plates are also parallel to one another but inclined to their respective inner surfaces. Key point na note ಮಾಡಿ, key point na observe ಮಾಡಿ. Their outer surfaces are parallel to one another, but they are inclined, slightly inclined to the inner surface. ನೋಡಿ diagram ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. These are the inner surfaces. They are exactly parallel to one another. Whereas the outer surfaces are also parallel. The outer surfaces are also parallel, but they are not parallel to inner surfaces. They are not parallel to the inner surfaces. They are slightly inclined. Now, for E1. For E1, the lower surface is thin, whereas the upper surface is thick. Similarly, for the second glass plate E2, the upper surface is thin, whereas the lower surface is thick. Because of which, though the inner surfaces remains parallel, the outer surfaces also remain parallel. The outer surfaces also remain parallel. Now, S1 or S is the monochromatic source of light. Light from monochromatic source is made to fall on the achromatic combination of lenses or L1. When light falls on L1, which is kept at the principal focus, source is kept at the principal focus of L1. When light falls on L1, the ray render parallel onto E1 and E2 system, onto the glass plates. The ray will propagate as a parallel beam onto E1 and E2. And emerge, and light will undergo multiple reflections between E1 and E2. And finally, it emerges out of E2 again as parallel beam. System built onto the parallel beam. Even E2 system built onto the parallel beam. After undergoing multiple reflections, those multiple beams will come out of E2. Multiple beams of light will come out of E2 again as parallel beam. And this parallel beam will fall on the second combination of lenses, L2, and this lens will focus light onto point P. It will converge light onto point P. And that point P is the point where the interference pattern will be obtained. And the fringes are formed in its second focal plane, and these circular fringes are of equal inclination. Circular fringes and they are of equal inclination, equal theta. Theta is the angle of incidence on the silvered surface of E1, and D is the distance between the plates. Then the path difference between successive rays is equal to 2D cos theta. In order to produce maxima, this path difference 2D cos theta between the two rays, between the successive rays, is equal to n lambda for maximum. N is an integer, as we know, and therefore The value of path difference depends on the angle theta. Value of path difference depends on theta. So that for maxima, we shall have a series of concentric rings on the screen. We can have series of concentric bright and dark rings depending upon the value of n and angle theta. So this is about the Fabry-Perot interferometer. Right. ನಾಳೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಇನ್ನು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು Fabry-Perot interferometer. ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಒಂಚೂರು ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಫೋಟೋ ಹೊಡ್ಕೋಣ. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶಾಟ್ ತಗೋತಾನೆ. ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶಾಟ್ ಹೊಡೆಯೋಣ. ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಈಗ ವಿನಯ್ ಸರ್ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ? ಈಗ ಕೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ವಿನಯ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊರಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ವಿನಯ್ ಸೌಜನ್ಯ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡು. ಆರ್ತಿ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡು. ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶಾಟ್ ಹೊಡೆಯೋಣ. ಇನ್ನು 4-5 ಜನ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಗ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಟೈಮ್ ಆಯ್ತು. 1 ನಿಮಿಷ ಇದೆ. 40 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್. ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೊರಗೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ನಾನು ಟೈಮ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶಾಟ್ ಹೊಡೆದಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಜನ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡೋದಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದು. 1 ನಿಮಿಷ ಇದೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ. ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೇಳದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೇಳೋ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಸರ್ ಏನೋ ಇದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಗಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ತ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಏನೇನು ಅಂತ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೀನಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಟೈಮ್ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು. ನಾಳೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋಣ.